What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Light Up the Woods, my YouTube channel. Let's get this started by playing the intro so we can get this song stuck in your head. Light up the woods, light up the woods, one syllable at a time. Light up the woods, light up the woods, one video at a time. Light up the woods, light up the woods, one syllable at a time. Light up the woods, light up the woods, one video at a time. So, for some of you, you read that title and you were just like, oh no, absolutely not. I think this video is definitely for you then. For some of you, you're like, yeah. After you read the title, you're like, yeah. Well, you know what? Feel free to write in the comments some tips and tricks and, stories of your own, okay? So one of the lessons that I have learned in my 30 young years of life is that sometimes it's my fault. Yeah. Sometimes it's my fault. You hear me? Sometimes it's your fault. Sometimes it's your fault. It cannot always be somebody else's fault all the time. I feel like the sooner, and I've said this time and time again in these videos, the sooner we come to grips with our humanity, child, as a human, I've also said this in a video before, we gonna mess up. We are going to mess up. It comes with the territory of being human, and that's okay. So we're going to do a brief little exercise, okay? So I need you to take a deep breath in and then out. Oh, that felt good, Lord. In and out. Now, repeat after me, okay? I want you to say, my bad. No, go on, say it. I'm serious. Say it. My bad. Look at you. I can see you're still alive. Okay. Now say this. Ugh. My fault? No, put some stank on it. Ooh. My fault? Look. Still alive. Okay. Let's try this one. I don't know if you're going to survive this one. I apologize. Ooh, did I just watch one of y'all have a heart attack? Get off the floor. Get off the floor. You did not die. I apologize. It's not going to kill you to take ownership over something that you did wrong. Messing up is part of being human. Sometimes it's your fault. Sometimes we say the wrong thing. Sometimes we say the wrong thing to the wrong person. Sometimes we do the wrong thing. Sometimes the thing that we did or said shifted the trajectory of our life and we're in a position where we did not expect to be. Sometimes it's our fault. You guys know that person who every story, every altercation, it's always everybody else's fault but theirs. You ever listen to them and you're just like,
some nothing's on you? You didn't contribute to this at all? Ever?
or like people who are in certain positions in their life and they're like, well, when I was in the 4th grade, my teacher said I was never going to be nothing, and so I'm never nothing. I don't think that's your teacher's fault. They could say what they want to say, but your life is in your hands. And I know that words hurt and words can, we can carry them with us, but part of this is on you. No shade. I'm just saying. So let me talk to you guys about how to better be able, I hope that that's how you say that sentence, how to better be able, I don't know why it sounds so wrong to me. I feel like I'm writing an essay. Anyways, how to better be able to take ownership over things or see how something could be our fault. Okay? Number one, please understand the difference between intent and impact. Two different things. Both play a part. Intent is what your intentions were, what you were trying to do, what you were trying to say, the spirit behind your actions. Like I did it in love. Impact is what it actually did, how it was actually received, right? So oftentimes we don't see that we're at fault because we know our intention. Well, I didn't mean to do that. Yeah, it's okay if you didn't mean to do it, but that's not the impact that it had.
Well, I was really just trying to cheer you up.
And that was your intention, and you did it out of love. But what you said hurt them. Even though that's not your intention, it's still your fault. I know that's a hard pill to swallow. But intent and impact are two different things. So once we learn the difference between those two things, it's going to be a little bit easier for us to be like, oh, my bad. You can even say, I'm sorry. That wasn't my intention. I'm sorry that hurt you. I'm sorry that caused harm. Even if that means you have to look at yourself in the mirror and say, I really didn't mean to put myself in this position. We're going to get out of this one. Just take ownership. It wasn't your intention, but that was the impact. Now what are we going to do? That's the part that matters. How we move on from this. That makes sense? Another how is putting yourself in the other person's shoes. Sometimes it's hard for us to admit that it's our fault or to see that it's our fault because we're, again, only seeing it from our perspective. So what we can do is think of it from the other side. Remember that person doesn't know your intention. They just know what they received, right? So put yourself in their shoes and think about it from there. That can help you understand why it might be your fault, right? Listen, this is number 3. Listen to the offended one. Sometimes it's hard for us to admit or to see that it's our fault because we're not listening to the person that we offended. We're not listening to the person that we harmed. We're listening for what we think they're going to say. We're listening to for what we want them to say. But we have to listen for what they're actually saying. Okay, come on, communication skills. Listening to the offended. Number 4, you got to swallow your pride. I know that it can seem embarrassing or make you feel bad because I don't want to be wrong. Like that. It's a sucky feeling. That's true. But we got to swallow our pride. If we swallow our pride, and again, like I said in the beginning, remember that we're only human. It becomes a little bit easier to say, my fault. I'm so sorry. Next one. Understand that not everyone is the same. Because see, sometimes it's hard for us to think that something's our fault because this thing that you do or say is never a problem with this group of people. So why are you mad? Well, everybody's not the same. This joke might work with this person, but to that person, it triggers something from their past. You didn't mean to harm them. You didn't know it was going to harm them because it never harmed this person over here. But it does harm this person over there. That's your fault. My bad. I'm so sorry. I didn't even know. I'm so sorry. I apologize. You can't just be like, well, nobody else has a problem with it, so deal with it. No, baby, everybody's not the same. That's okay. You don't know that. As you get to know them, as you learn their boundaries, move accordingly. That makes sense. And the next one I wrote into the blog was, recognize that you are responsible for your life. I'm going to read this one off the blog. Maybe it's not that we offended someone. Maybe we're just trying to find someone to blame for how our life ended up, or where it is, or how we ended up in this particular situation. Baby, you are responsible for yourself. You are responsible for your life. Take some accountability. There's actually a lot of power in that. If it's your fault, then you have the power to change it and make something better out of the situation. Does that make sense? If I am here in this situation because of my actions, then now I know that if I change my actions, I can be in a better situation. But if it was somebody else's fault, like we like to blame other people, we can't change them. We can't force them to do what we want them to do. But if it's on me, then it's on me. So that means I got the power. A lot of these lessons just, they always end up kind of meshing together. Amen. Anywho, my challenge to you is to try and recognize some of the things that were your fault. And give yourself grace. Give yourself some grace. Once you identify some of the things that are your fault, try to identify some steps that you can take to either rectify that situation. Some of y'all need to go back and apologize to somebody. Okay? Identify some steps you could take to move forward and be better and do better. Because sometimes, baby, it's your fault. Just like it's my fault that this video is going to be uploaded late because I did not plan my day correctly and I did not know I was going to get out of work this late. But that's on me. But I'm still going to edit this video before I go to sleep and post it in the wee hours of the morning. Amen. All right. So until I see you again, you have a duty to take ownership over your stuff and to shine your light into this world. So, I want to write a book. Bye.